So let's go into our Wuji stance. Feet about shoulder width apart, facing comfortably forward. Knees relaxed, just slightly bent. Bring the hips forward so the tailbone points towards the floor. Feel like the top of the head is being lifted upward, elongating the spine. Bring the chin down and in just a bit. Let the shoulders drop down, arms come around slightly in front. Breathe in and out through the nose. I received a nice quote today about breathing. Just keep breathing in and out through the nose. Nice deep abdominal breathing. And let me see if I can quickly just call up that quote. So this is from, and I know I'm not pronouncing it right, Thich Nhat Hanh, who recently passed away. He was a Buddhist monk. And what he said is, as you breathe in, say to yourself, breathing in, I know that I am breathing in. And then when breathing out, say, I'm breathing out. I know that I'm breathing out. And then after doing that several times, shorten it to just in and out. And keep your mind on the breath. And you'll notice that you become starting to feel more peaceful and gentle. So that's his advice. So I highly recommend it. The more we can change our focus to one single thing, the more relaxed you are, the more centered you are, the more grounded, the more you'll get out of the practice. That's why we always start with the Wuji stance and just focus on the breath, focus on getting grounded. So breathing in through the nose, abdominal breathing, the abdomen comes out, drawing the breath all the way down. We pause, and then as we breathe out, the abdomen contracts back towards the spine, pushing the breath up and out the nose. And then we pause again before we begin the next inhalation. And start to focus on the breath. Breathe consciously. Feel your feet on the ground. Dig the toes in just a little bit. Feel that connection to the earth all the way down to the center of the earth. Feel that sense of being rooted. And then notice the earth rising up to meet you, to support you, to merge with you. Let's start with the opening for Shavasana, set 1. As you breathe in, let your wrists just carry your arms up. We pause, and as we breathe out, they float down. So breathe in, breathe out. As they come up, put a little extra weight into the heels as you go down. Put the weight a little more into the toes without lifting the feet off the ground, without breaking connection with the earth. Nice and slow with the breath. Good, one more time. We're going to go right into expanding the chest. So we float up and then open. Bring the shoulder blades together and then down. So we breathe in and breathe out. Feel the chest opening up, absorbing energy, and then bringing the energy into the body. One more time. Good. Let your hands float up, palms facing each other. Go to a little bit of a wider stance. Left hand, palm down towards the top of your head. Right hand out to the side, looking at that right hand, and shift your weight to the left. Then switch the hands and shift your weight to the right. Nice and slow with the breath. Breathe out as you change position. Breathe in as you stretch to the sides. Dancing or playing with the rainbow. Try not to move the head. All out of the hips, shifting the weight from side to side. One more time each side. And down. Keep that wide stance. Bend at the knees, keeping the body upright. Hands come down. Palms face the body as they cross and they come up the body, above the head, and spread out. Breathe in as we bring that energy up from the ground. Pause, breathe out as we send it down to the earth to be recycled. Separating the clouds. One more time. And down. Bring your left hand in front of you, palm up. Right hand scoops back, makes a circle as it comes around, comes over the shoulder and pushes forward. Then the Left hand is the same thing. Shoulders move a bit as you go back and forth. Very similar to Repulse the Monkey. This is called twisting waist, swinging arms. One more time each side. Good. Let the hands drop. Bring the hands around in front of you. Imagine the oars of a boat. It's actually called rowing a boat on the lake. We're going to grow. We're going to let our hips come forward as we pull those oars down towards the hips. Then we're going to have the hands ride up and go forward as the hips go back. Breathe in as you breathe in. Breathe out as you go out. Make sure you're moving the hips. By doing that, the arms don't have to move nearly as much. Trying to make every movement in this as effortless as possible. And of course, always remain in your comfort zone. You should never experience any discomfort or pain with any of these postures. If you do, limit the motion, back off. One more time. And down. Next position. Lifting the ball from the lake. Scoop down with your left hand, gather the energy. Lift it up above the head and then send it down to the earth. As it comes down, the other hand now scoops up the energy, lifts it up. Breathing in, pause, breathe out as you send it down. Breathe in, breathe out. Breathe in, obviously pause, breathe out, pause, breathe in. Slow it down. Breath, cause the movement. The slower we make these movements, the more we can feel the energy. When we kind of zip through, as we're inclined to do, makes it much more difficult to feel that energy moving. One more time each side. And down. Bring your hands so they're facing each other. Palms are facing each other. As you breathe in, let them expand outward just a little bit. As you breathe out, come back to that starting point. Relax the fingers, relax the hands. Try to feel that ball of energy building between your palms. Next time you breathe in, let that ball of energy become bigger. So you've got a basketball-sized ball in your hands now. We're going to do looking back at the moon. We're going to stop. We're going to feel that basketball between our hands. We're going to take it and we're going to lift it up to the left, up and behind us as we follow it with our eyes. We then bring it back down to the abdomen, the lower dantian, and then switch to the opposite side. Breathe out as you come down. Breathe in as you go up. One more time each side. And down. Bring your hands to the hips, palms up. Your left hand turns palm outward, comes across the body, pushing to the right. It then drops down, and now the right hand pushes back and forth, nice and easy, twisting the waist, pushing the palms. Breathe out as you push away. Breathe in as it comes back to the starting point. One more time each side. And back to center. Grab hold of that chi ball again. Rotate it so your left hand is on top. Now turn your palms towards your body. Let the arms have a nice circle to them. Relaxed elbows, not too far from the body, not too close. Lower hand is lining up with the belly button or just below the belly button. Upper hand's up with the chest, the heart. You're going to turn to the left, focusing on that upper palm. Then the hands switch position, and then you go to the right. And then when the hands switch position, focus on the horizon, and then refocus on that upper palm as you come across. Cloud hands. Try to make it nice and slow. The arms are not moving. Some of you are moving like this. Notice my hands are kind of fixed in position. And then I just turn at the waist. One drops down, the other drops up. And then I turn from the waist. Focus on that upper palm coming across and slow it down. Don't even think about the breath on this one, just breathe naturally. Nice and easy. One more time. Good. Come down. Step forward with your left leg. I'll mirror you. This is called scooping water from the sea and looking at the sky. So make sure your stance is wide enough. You're not 1 foot in front of the other. You've got a wider stance. Left foot forward, right foot turned back slightly at a 45-degree angle or so. We're going to go down, putting all the weight on the front leg. The wrists cross, palms come up the body, facing upward, all the way up. And then we open the chest to the sky. And then we scoop down. Again, breathe in as you come up. Pause, breathe out as you go down. So as you go down, the weight is in the front foot. As you go back to this, looking out to the sky, the weight transfers to the back foot. Breathe in. Breathe out. One more time. And down, switch feet. Right foot forward, left foot back. Drop hands down, scoop up the sea. Bring it all the way up the body, then look at the sky. Nice and slow and controlled with the breath. Breathing in as we come up. Pause. Breathe out as you go down. One more time. And down. Switch back to left foot forward, right foot back. This is pushing and pulling the waves. So the same stance, hands in front of you, palms forward, shift the weight forward as you push. Then pull the waves back as you shift your weight back. Breathe out as you push forward. Pause. Breathe in as you pull in. Try to feel like you're pushing something and then dragging it back towards your body. One more time. Bring it in, bring your feet back to center. And just take a moment and then switch. Right foot forward, left foot back. Start with your palms up and push forward, pull back. One more time. Bring it in. Come back to center. Just take a moment to look inwardly. Try to feel that energy moving through your body. Notice where you may have areas of energetic stagnation or blockages, where you may have muscle tension, you might have pain. Just identify it and move on. Just by identifying the points, we facilitate healing. Nice deep breath in through the nose, out through the mouth. Good. Step with the left foot forward again. Pigeon wings. So bring the arms up in front of you, sort of like what we do for embracing the tree. You're going to lean back, open your wings, look up a bit, lean forward, close your wings. Breathe in, pause, breathe out. Breathe in, breathe out. Feel the shoulder blades coming together as you move back, and then opening as you move forward. One more time. Good. Go back to center, switch feet, and we continue. Really try to look up a bit, opening that chest, the shoulder blades come together, and then we expand the shoulder blades to the sides as we collapse the chest. Shifting the weight. One more time. And step back to the Wuji stance. Step out a little bit wider. You can do this from the horse riding stance or just a little wider stance. With the horse riding stance, you want to turn your feet out about 40, 45 degrees. Really what determines the angle of the feet is how your knees go out. So as you drop down, and you're dropping down from the knees, back stays nice and flat and upright. Notice the knees go out a little bit. They should track the same direction my feet are pointed. So my feet are in, and I go down. Notice my knees go out this way, my feet are this way. I'm going to hurt my knees. So I want to make sure that when I turn, my knees are tracking with my feet. And then just go as wide as you can comfortably, as deep as you can comfortably. Find that position. Good. Go ahead and put your hands on your hips, palms up, loose fists. Breathe in, then drop down, breathe out. Left hand spirals out in front of you, directly out from the chest. So it's straight out from the chest. Then as that arm comes back, the other one goes back, goes out. So we just rotate back and forth. One more time each side. And come on up. Loosen the legs up a little bit. Bring your feet closer together so you're nice and stable, so you can go up on your toes. You're going to want to find a focal point about 12 feet in front of you or on the wall so that you can stare at that point. That will help with your balance. As we breathe in, we're going to allow our wings to come up, and we're going to come up onto our toes. And the wings only go to about shoulder height, maybe not even that high. So we breathe in, come up on the toes, wings are out. Exhale down. Wild goose flying. Nice and slow. Try to have the arms equal, floating up, synchronized with rising up on the toes. One more time. Down, go to a little bit of a wider stance. Now imagine we've got this big wheel here and we're going to put our hands on it. We're going to turn it. So go ahead and grab that wheel. You're not going to literally grab it, just so your fingers are kind of on it. Drop down just a little bit. Nice big turn of the wheel. Shifting your weight from side to side. So the arms don't do much except go up and down. Again, making this movement as effortless as possible. One more time, and then we go the opposite direction. So all the way down, and now back the opposite direction. One more time. And back to the Wuji stance. And you may want it a little bit closer on this one, bouncing the ball. So let's first start with the feet, just so we get comfortable and we know we're in the right distance. We're simply, as we breathe in, we're going to raise the left foot up off the ground. Knee comes up to about waist height. Pause, breathe out, it goes down. Breathe in, breathe out. Try to lift the knee as high as comfortably. You can get it up to about your waist. It's terrific. Now, let's add the hands and arms to it. So I'll go back to the beginning, sorry. So as the left leg comes up, the right arm comes up, and we bounce the ball. Breathe in, breathe out. Really kind of push down both with your foot and with the hand, like you're trying to bounce the ball, and feel the vibrations, the soles of your feet coming up the legs, all the way up the skeletal system to the head. One more time each side. And down, relax. Last one. Pressing the palms. We're going to bring the arms around in front of us, go to a wide stance. As the palms come together in like a prayer position, the elbows come up and the hands come down to the chest as you sink down. Breathe in as you go back up, gathering the energy. Pause, breathe out as you go down. Breathe out as you go down. Pause, breathe in as you come up. Try to let your legs do some of the work. So as the hands come down, they're moving because the legs are bending and lowering your body rather than the hands are coming down. So I'm not just doing this. I'm letting the body sink with it. Just as much as comfortable. One more time. And up. Come around. Put one hand over the other over the lower dantian. And come up the right side to the diaphragm, down the left. 3 times. And then we reverse. Go up the left, down the right. And then just stop with one hand over the other, one palm over the other. And again, just look inwardly. Take stock. Good. Step out a little bit wider. Take your palms just above the kneecaps. So my kneecaps are here. I'm going to put my palms above my kneecaps. My fingers then are right over the kneecaps. And I'm first just going to rub above the kneecaps. Generate some heat. And stop rubbing. And just see if you can feel the energy coming out of the palms, out of the Lao Gong points, filling the whole area of the knee with that warm, loving, healing energy. Come to the sides, give a nice rub. And then rub behind the knees, particularly important. And then rub the insides of the knees. Then come back up and tap just above the knees. I'm going to go a little bit to the sides, above the knees. We'll see on the acupressure points for knees, there are a couple of points either side and above the patella. That's what we're kind of stimulating them here. Then go to the outside below the knees. And just cover that whole area. So we're getting a couple of the acupressure points here. Good. And tap behind the knees. And then go ahead and put your palms again above the kneecaps, fingers over the kneecaps. Again, just take a moment to see if you can feel that energy penetrating your knees. Let's move the knees forward, then out, and around back. Nice and gentle, no bigger than is comfortable. Do not lock the knees out when you go back. You want to stop just before you lock them out, so we don't want to go too far back. One more time, and then we're going to reverse. So they come in and back, and then around. Good. Now we're going to bend at the knees, keeping the hands with the palms above. We're going to rotate the hands so the fingers then point towards each other. So when I drop down, fingers point towards each other. And then as I come up, fingers point towards the ground. Breathe out as you go down. Breathe in as you come back up. One more time. Good. Bring your feet as close together as comfortable. The idea here is the knees are going to move together. They can touch, or they can just be separated by a little bit. Hands again just above the kneecaps, fingers over the kneecaps. We can rotate it around in one direction. And go the opposite direction. And come back up. Give them just a nice rub all over. And stand up. Good. Let's try the arrow. So we're going to keep our feet very close together. We're going to bring our hands in. We're going to interlace all the fingers except the pointer finger, your first finger. So we're going to lift that up, looking up. As we breathe out, we're going to take those hands, put them behind our neck, keeping the back upright, bend down, and come back up and stretch upward. Breathe out as you go down. Pause. Breathe in as you go all the way up. Pause. Last one. Good. Bring the hands down. Come to a slightly wider stance. Turn the palms up. As you breathe in, the palms come up, gathering energy. They come up over the head, cross, and the back of the hands come together and push upward. Breathe out as you go down. We breathe in. We'll stretch here. Breathe out, go down. Now in the next one, we're going to go all the way up. Same thing. Back of the hands touch. And this side, just give yourself a wiggle side to side. Breathe out, down. Let's do that again. Breathe in. It's called the eagle. And down. One last time. And down. Good. Sorry. Let's go back to flying. We're going to breathe in as the wings come up. Breathe out as they go down. Breathe in. Breathe out. Pause between. So we breathe in, we pause. Breathe out, we pause. Try to get to that point where it feels like the breath is moving the arms. It's not taking you any effort at all to move the arms up. They just float up with the breath. And then float down. Just imagine your big osprey over one of the basins in the harbor, looking down at all the boats, all the people, just hovering. Requiring no effort as you just hover in that same spot. One more time. And down. Good. Turn palms up, bring down the heavens. Gathering the energy, you breathe in. Pause. Take that energy, push it down through the top of your head, the Bai Hui point, down the torso, all the way down the legs into the ground to be recycled. One more time. And then we're going to bring our feet as close together as comfortable. We're going to take our right hand, palm up, left hand scoops out, thumb and first finger separate. Thumb faces the center line of the body. And breathing out, floats down the center line. We breathe in as we come around, gathering the energy. Breathe out as we try to notice the energy out of that gap between the thumb and the first finger. Going along the central line with a Daiji pole. Balancing the energies of the three Dantians. We have the upper Dantian that houses wisdom chi, the middle Dantian that houses love chi, the lower Dantian that houses vitality chi. And just imagine it's like polishing a pole so that it sparkles uniformly throughout. No spot has any more or less energy than another. One more time. And finish with one palm over the other. You can interlace the webbing of the thumbs or hold one wrist. Doesn't matter which hand's on top. Hand is just below the belly button. Bring your feet as close together as possible. Just feel that energy coming out of the palms, filling that lower dantian with that energy. And allow that energy now to spiral down your legs and up your torso as your body relaxes and rocks and sways as that energy moves through your body. And as that warm, loving energy moves through your body, it's removing any darkness, any stagnation, any energetic blockages, dispelling negative thoughts and emotions until every part of your body is ablaze with this energy. And let that energy expand beyond your physical body, encasing you in a protective cocoon. And as you float weightlessly inside this cocoon, begin to notice what it feels like to be safe, to be healthy, to be at peace. Take a deep breath, gather those energies, and take them with you for the rest of the day. Thank you.